Hey y'all, hey. Welcome to Faith Over Everything's review of reality. What is it on? Oh, We View Wednesday. Welcome to We View Wednesday. I am one of your hosts. My name is Angela Suggs.
And I am Jasmine Suggs.
And we here and we ready. And we're going to jump right in. Okay. We are reviewing The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, episode 2. Titled Sisters Before Misters. Okay. If this is your first time here, we do a scene by scene breakdown. This episode is a little lackluster, so some scenes is I'm just gonna say the scene.
Pass on over.
And just keep on going. Okay, so we're gonna start off. We pick right back up at Ross's birthday party. Kenya is telling Sheree right off the bat. I said, are you serious? She telling her that the DM was 6 months ago.
Girl, I was so sad that it was on my birthday. I was like, oh, not my birthday.
Did they say the date?
It said August 9th, 2020. I was like, oh.
That baby was watching. I did not see that.
Girl, yeah. I was paying attention to that. I said, not 2020.
Oh, that was the one that he said he sent. That's the one that was 2 years ago. But I'm saying the one that she said she sent, or the one that she was saying, she's like, oh, this happened 6 months ago. But it's like, if it happened 6 months ago, why are we even talking about it? She said this was 6 months ago before y'all got together. So if
6 months ago,
if he DM'd you 6 months ago, he wasn't even with Sheree, and you didn't respond to the DM, let alone read the DM. Why are we talking about said DM?
You know we talking about Kenya, right?
I mean, I get that. I think Danny had put it. Hey, Danny. Danny put in the comments last week, like, Kenya on some Giselle stuff. She on some Giselle and Ashley.
Yes. That is so true.
He DM'd me. Girl, sit down. What it's like, but this ain't even her man. I mean, this her man friend. They ain't got no real relationship just now. And they did not, but they did not have a relationship when the man messaged you. So you ain't got to tell me nothing.
They both foolish. Y'all should know. Y'all should know what he on. He trying to get a bag. Like, he ain't said neither one of y'all. He trying to see who was going to open the door that he knocked on.
No? Kenya, you busy? You maybe said, okay, well, guess I'll go on over to Sheree. Just stupid. Right. They tell her about the rumored that he in town with somebody else. Martell said ain't no other woman. And if she is, she getting the short end of the stick because he always with Sheree when he in Atlanta. And I was like, okay, so what you doing when you in Huntsville? Because you said you always with Sheree when you in Atlanta, but when you in Huntsville, who you with?
And then he said Atlanta, because there's a lot of small suburbans in Georgia. So is she up in Griffin, Georgia? Is she in Gwinnett? She in College Park? Is she in Buckhead? Listen. Like, you just, like, you got it. He's smart about his words. He's smart.
Wherever she at, she getting the short end of the stick. He clarified that. He said, well, I guess
to get a long one.
He said, well, I guess she getting the short end of the stick because I'm always with you. Okay, well, some people like any part of the stick. They don't care if it's short, long,
literally. Maybe she the one that only wants your stick. Okay.
One day a week. That's all I need.
He got a magic stick. I just want him for a moment, and you going about your business. That's how.
Let Sheree claim him. Sheree, you can claim him.
You take all of that madness. You deal with the baby mama and the 4 kids. I just want the stick. I was gonna say something else.
You started. I just want the like. Well,
I want this to be rated FOE.
Faith over everything. Okay, listen. All right, y'all. All right. But that's what she said. Like, I was just like, sir, who else did you talk? Like, if you ain't talking to nobody else, you ain't talking to nobody. I mean, but I don't know. I have a soft spot for Martell. I be trying to give him Your eyes.
Oh no, I was just listening.
I'm like, no, I can't have a soft spot for
you
him.
can have a soft spot. I'm just intrigued.
I mean, not like that, but it's just, I don't know. I feel like everybody deserves, retribution, forgiveness, whatever. And I do feel like he has, if you watch their show, I mean, he has made mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. I actually had a little heart for him at the last reunion because he seemed like he's really, I feel like he's starting clicking. To yes, I feel like it's really starting to click in, like, dang, I messed up my family, I lost my family, I did this. Whatever, like, I did this. But that's a whole nother show, y'all. So we ain't reviewing that one. But I'm just saying, I do watch the show. I don't agree with him. He hasn't been a good person, but that don't mean, he may not be seeing nobody else in A-Town. Like you said, it might be in Buckhead or something. Anywho, Kandi feels like Sonya should have given her a heads up that Courtney had an issue with her, especially if she already knew the girl had a problem with her and you invited her to your party. Mm-hmm. Do you agree?
I would have liked that heads up, like, hey, or even when you had just came from Sheree's house, hey, send me a text or like, do you know this girl named Courtney? Because she had a lot to say about you. Like, especially if you the only one that was in there talking about me and Kandi, we cool or whatever. Either a quick text or whatever, like, hey, old girl, said this, that, and the third, and she supposed to be coming with Sheree, so just a heads up. Or the next time that because she said she was getting up with her like the next day or something like that. I don't know. I forgot what she had said. But even then, like, just be like, hey, I did run into a mutual friend of yours or something, like just a heads up. Nothing like, hey, come with your Vaseline and your Timbs, like nothing like that. But just,
I met somebody yesterday. She said XYZ. Now, I will say originally, I didn't agree with Kandi. Like, well, I mean, maybe she didn't think it was, maybe Courtney said what she said, but she didn't think it was all of that. But then later on, Sonya sits down with Kandi and we hear some more. So after hearing the whole episode and seeing all of that, then I do agree. Like, you definitely should have said something.
I guess I was looking at it as you don't know Sonya and you had a mouthful to say to Sonya. You didn't know her from 20 seconds ago and you was okay with telling her this whole scenario or whatever that has taken place. Like, how me and Sonya, how Sonya and Kandi wasn't like BFS, like grew up together. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what our relationship was. I could have popped off on you for talking about my friend.
Well, she know they not cousins and stuff because I'm sure she watched the show. Cause
she know because she said she knew that she was worldwide and that was only on the show.
I watched a little bit of Speak on It. I didn't watch the whole thing, but she had Kenya. I was about to say she had Kandi. Her next, she had her own stuff on the show. Kandi had Kenya on her Speak on It show. And one of them had said, I think she asked her how she felt about Courtney. I probably should watch the one from last week and see what Kandi even said, what she thought about Courtney. So she had asked Kenya what she thought about Courtney. And Kenya was like, I feel like she came on trying to show that she basically trying to get a peach. Whatever. She felt like, all this made up drama with Kandi for no reason had to have been because you trying to get a peach. But you came on trying to get a peach and made yourself look stupid. Basically, it's the gist of what everybody is saying. Like, girl, no, you do not get a peach. Sit down.
Not even a bite.
Girl. So then all the women sit with Sheree to discuss Martell, and Kandi says she wanted to tell Sheree what she heard because Sheree has said in the past that she would want to know what was going on, if her man was doing stuff, I guess. Sheree said, I did say that, but I want to know when y'all have the full story. And I agree. Whatever. Don't come to me with what the streets is talking about. Like,
but ain't that what Sheree do though? Sheree has part. Like, wasn't she the bone collector? So she would get a little bit of something and then she'll bring it to
But
them?
I feel like the bone collector is like catty women drama. Has she ever been like, yo man, yo man, yo man?
I don't know if she brought the man part in it. I just feel like she be doing the same thing. Like, even with the Kandi thing in a locker room or whatever, like, she just was like, yeah. I mean, I would.
But she talking about Candy. I mean, now them scenes be. I be like, ooh, sure.
But right, that's what I'm saying. She be going in, and it's like you don't have the full story. You just heard and you take it and run with. Not saying that she was the one that put it in a box thing or whatever. I still think that was Kenya, but I just feel like anything that I can think of when Sheree was talking crazy to anybody from since she been on the show, she never had the full story. She just heard a little part and she bring it back and she be like, well, that's just what I heard. And she'll just try to be like, punch his pilot, washing your hands. And it's like, y'all all do the same thing. So none of y'all got the receipts. This is a reality show.
You're right. I get that. But I don't know. But I mean, I do agree. Whatever. And just for my reference, for me, don't bring me nothing. For me. Don't tell me nothing unless you seen it for yourself. Don't tell me what nobody else told you, what nobody heard. None of that. Okay. Tell me that you seen it. They then end up shifting over to the DM conversation. Martell pulls out his phone and shows that the DM was or he DM'd her 2 years ago.
Oh,
and it was a conversation. You said what?
On my birthday.
Messing up your birthday. Well, you ain't know. Look, you ain't know this was going on. You was still having a good time.
Okay.
It was 2 years ago or whatever else. Cause he was like, cause I think, okay. So at the scene where she was like, you DM me. And he was like, I DM'd you. Whatever. And she was like, they were saying, yeah. And then she was like, you don't got to be so aggressive, whatever. And he like, let me see your phone. Or whatever. And then I think he walked away to the guys and he was saying he didn't DM her. And then Candy was like, so you saying you didn't DM her? And he was like, no, I didn't DM her. But when he said, no, from knowing him from the previous show, I felt like he was being sarcastic when he was like, no, I ain't never DM'd her. Like the way he said it, to me, it was giving sarcasm. Like, because we all grown. We all know how social media works. Like, we know that y'all can see that I DM'd her. Yeah, so it's like, clearly y'all seen that I DM'd her. And now y'all asking me, y'all want me to lie. So I'm going to lie. Clearly you want me to lie. So, nah. So, I felt like Candy was offended. Like, okay, so he's saying that he never DM'd you. Like, girl, you like take that. Yes. So
but I'm like, Candy, don't pull it up because there's nothing to show. Like, he deleted it. Don't do it. Abort. Like, no.
Abort mission. He said abort mission. No, it's not going to go that way.
He could lie and say he just was saying, hey, how you doing, girl? What's your right number?
Girl. And then that's what, so the DM did confuse me though, because when he was like, this is what I sent. And then you could see that he had sent on your birthday that thank you for your kind words DM or whatever it was. But I was confused because I'm like, it almost made me feel like, are there two different pages that we talking about? Because
how you saying thank you? Because I did see Kenya's thing and it like
was
how
blank.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I sent you something, I should still
says that on my end it say that you deleted. I mean that it's deleted.
Well, on Instagram, I don't even think it tells you it's deleted. It just goes blank. Like if I send, I will say that they did the whole Candy and Kenya on Speak On It, did a whole presentation, whatever. So, because she was like on Blaze's, Blaze got an Instagram, and then what's Kenya baby name? Well, I was going to say Bailey. That's not her name.
It's no, it's not Madison.
Lord Jesus. Dun, dun,
oh my gosh, what is Kenya's baby name?
Brooklyn.
You was
Brooklyn.
close.
I was on the B. And I still didn't even see her name. I saw her daddy name. It was Daily. And I was like, Brooklyn. It's Brooklyn. So Blaze and Brooklyn are not following each other on Instagram, whatever. So Candy showed, for example, somebody messaged you that's not following you, you can see the message, whatever. It just says, it gives you the option to block, reject, delete, accept, whatever. And so she was like, okay, now send me another message. So she sent another message. You can see both messages that she sent, but you can see that Blaze still hasn't accepted them, whatever. Then she told Kenya to delete one. Then Kenya deleted the one one of them. And when she went back, she could only see the one message.
That first one.
Yeah, and it doesn't show her that anything's been deleted. It just, but we know it was deleted because you just showed us. Mm-hmm. So with that, I'm saying, even if he deleted the original message or the message in question, why can we not see the thank you for the kind words message on Kenya's side? Whatever.
Because so you think he pulled up just a random DM?
No, I think he sent it to her. I'm saying, are we talking about two different pages? Does he have two different pages, that whatever
one for professional, one for pleasure?
Possibly. Because why we can't see that on her end, but whatever. That's just, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. We spent too much time on that conversation. Y'all put us in the comment what y'all think, because it just didn't. It's not the sense ain't making. Well. Yes, the sense ain't making. I'm like, I don't get it. Why we can't see that message? And then Kenya was like, well, whenever it was, you sent it and you did it. Whatever. He said, I don't care if I was trying to F you 2 years ago. It don't matter. Why are we talking about it? Whatever. So then Kenya get all upset because she feel like he cussed at her. And so now she feels attacked. Whatever. I ain't gonna hold you. I was low-key, I understood what Martell was saying. Like, why are we talking about this? Like 6 months ago, 2 months ago, if I tried to holler at you last year and now I'm with Sheree, number one, we never even had the conversation for you to say, yes, he was at me, so you don't even know what my intentions were to begin with. And now you're making it into a big deal, making it into a big situation. So you know what? At this point, I don't care. It don't matter what happened 2 years ago. I ain't with you. I ain't talking to you now. So why does it matter? I don't know. And then I feel like, of course, Kenya going to her little, victim mode. But it be so crazy because she be coming at them. Like, you be like, you the one who instigated the whole situation. Whatever. Telling him what he did, telling him, no, well, you did it. You the one who did it. So it doesn't matter. Okay, Giselle, what did he do? You did it, but you the one who did it. Okay, girl, whatever. So,
okay.
Girl. So then they get into it. How did they even get to the whole I think she was telling Sheree that he wasn't a good dude. She shouldn't talk to him. And she like, you cheated on your wife. You a cheater. Once a cheater, always a cheater. And it's just like, girl.
Yeah, she got too deep for no reason.
Absolutely. Like, it just, I think Candy even said like, it wasn't that deep. Whatever. And then I think Sheree was like, exactly. Like, Sheree like, dude, y'all the ones acting like it's... Y'all the ones who made it that deep.
Have conversation.
Y'all the ones who took it there. Then y'all wanted. It wasn't even
right
that
now.
Deep.
Y'all want to back it. It wasn't that deep. Well, why did y'all bring it up? Y'all the ones saying y'all seen them in the streets. I just said get the receipts.
But it's like you said, you telling somebody, you're accusing somebody of doing something, and then you get mad when they defend themselves. Like that's
what I'm supposed to do.
Oh yeah,
especially if I feel like I'm telling the truth. At least I'm gonna tell the truth right here, right now. My truth.
Exactly.
Might not
and
be
my truth is. And my truth is, I ain't did nothing but be black, like, and at this event. But anyway, everybody leave. Everybody leaves. They wrap it up. Everybody mad. Everybody leaves. We pick up at surprise, Drew Zadora. She's here.
I know I have like literally. I know that Ralph was there, but well, maybe I don't be watching the beginning part because I didn't think that they was gonna be on the show this time.
Oh, really? No, she was.
I did because I was like,
she was in the preview and everything.
Oh, girl, listen, went over my head. But continue.
No, I'm saying like the season, like the preview for the season.
Yeah, like I said.
Or maybe she definitely was in when the promo shots. I know that much. So, but either way it go, we're at Drew's house. We forgot to mention last month. He wasn't here last month. Last week. We forgot to mention last week. Or maybe we just didn't want to mention it because it's kind of sad. Is that Drew and Ralph are going through a divorce currently.
In real life, like right
in
now.
real life, yeah. So when he did show up to the party without her, talking about she had a family emergency, like, so are y'all divorced now? Like, what's going on? But it's kind of like, all right. So then we do go to Drew's house. She comes home. She was in Chicago. Her dad is in a nursing home. He has Alzheimer's. So I mean, I could get that though. So now I kind of feel bad that we was talking about Ralph not going with his wife. Like, so she did just go off to Chicago. Like, ain't no point of us taking the kids and doing. We both don't have to be there. Whatever.
But did she take the boys?
No, they was all at home because as she came in, they was like, "Mommy," and they was all hugging her.
I don't know why, but I felt like it was just like Ralph and the girl there because then
I think the oldest wasn't in the room at first.
Okay. Because I was like, it felt like the boys that came in the house. Maybe they just was gentlemen. They got their mama's luggage, or
her bags and stuff. Yeah. No, I don't. I have to go back and look at it, but I don't think that they went with her. I think it was just her. Then he stayed at home with the kids. So I was just like, why you just didn't say that, Ralph? You should have just said, I mean, I don't know what he could have said, but it was the way he said it didn't sound like.
It's Ralph. Y'all see, you got to remember who we be talking about. We talking about Kenya, y'all got to think of Kenya. We talking about Ralph, y'all got to think of Ralph.
Like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. My bad. She has all, she's been an actress, but, she does music. So right now she's in the phase of her life where she really wants to focus on her music because her and her dad bonded over music and everything. So I thought that was, a nice little bond to have with him. So she can always remember her daddy off of that. Apparently in this scene, they are in the best place they have ever been in their 8 years of marriage. And I was just like,
saw that. I was like, where they therapist at or they mediator? Like, play this scene right here while y'all doing mediation. Like, what did y'all do to be at this place in this season, at this right now? Go back.
Or whenever she filmed the confession, because she was like, we are in the best place.
Yes, the best place ever. Like,
in our 8-year marriage. And I was just like, oh, okay, that's good. So it's kind of, definitely sad to be like, you said that during this season just for us to know in real life that y'all filed for divorce. But that don't mean they ain't gonna stay divorced. That don't mean they gonna go through with it.
Praying.
They just filed. So that's one thing about reality TV. It will mess up a relationship.
It will.
Like,
but especially if you already know that your relationship is kind of rocky. Like, don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't even do that. Like, don't do that. He irritated me when he was like, yeah, I saw my cousin Courtney at the party. You just met her. Like, you just told us that we just found out we was cousins. That's what the scene said when he was, I forgot who he was even talking to. We just found out we cousins. And so you just found out you had a cousin and you gonna tell your Marcus, let Marcus come tell me. Yo, at the party, and my cousin Janae was there. Who? Who was? Oh, Uncle Tommy nephew's sister daughter. Like, no, because he said he had a connection. They said tree. Something. Mm-hmm. Courtney had a little. They gonna give her a little confession. I said, why she over there?
She really thought she made it. She said, oh, I get a confession. I'm moving up, baby. Boom, boom, boom.
I forgot about that too just now. Like, they'll give her a little confession because either one of them has said, yeah, that's my cousin. That's such and such. Uncle Tommy nephew. I don't know who that was. It wasn't like, oh, that's my cousin. Like our moms are sisters. It was somebody. Like, nah, y'all ain't cousins. I mean, y'all probably cousins, but whatever. He told her that Candy got into it with somebody. She was like, who she get into it with? He was like,
I think my cousin.
I think it was.
Boy, it was your cousin.
I think it was my cousin.
My new cousin.
I'm like, so how you gonna think it was your cousin? If she your cousin, that she listed. It was right. It was my cousin.
My cousin she was trying to run up and almost got done up. And I was gonna have to back her up because that's my cousin. That's my cousin. That cousin don't get beat up.
Exactly, Kate at all. But she was getting on Kenny nerves. So Kenny almost snuck her. Like, And she like, y'all Pittmans, y'all crazy, whatever. But anywho, next scene, we're at a restaurant with Sonya and Candy. They seem to have started a decent friendship. They did a family vacation to Disney. Candy, text me. Okay, put me in the chat because the other women,
because
they said the other women didn't even. She was like, the other women didn't even answer. Like, Sonya messaged her and was like, "Oh, I'm interested, girl. I'm interested. Okay, listen, girl. Candy. Hey, girl.
That's what's gonna happen one time. We're gonna be on our family trips and we're gonna end up seeing one of them. We're gonna be like, oh, hey, y'all.
Hey, girl. Because
how
you doing?
We be knowing.
We're going to be public figures.
Exactly.
I don't know if I want to be a public figure. Okay, I don't want
to be the public figure.
I don't want to be a public figure. I just want to
go around and just be like, oh yeah, like I don't want to be a Courtney. I want to be a Dina. I want to be like, oh you know. Because she was like, I know Dina. Yes, Kendi knows me. I'm not going around saying that she don't know me or she, you know.
I'm going to be able to go to her and they be like, you look familiar. I'm like, thank you. I get that a lot. Okay. And just keep on moving. So my day don't get interrupted. My day don't get stopped. Just be like, I know you from somewhere. Girl, we probably went to school together, but it's fine. Let me keep going. Have a great life. Okay. God bless you. So they end up talking about their family issues. Sonya and her family, she wanted everybody to work together. I don't think Ross want all them folks in his house.
That's probably why he stayed
in Austin. I'm not sure because I feel like she kind of like, I want the family to be together, and I think Ross like, hey, we gotta work on our own. Like we need to do stuff on our own. Kandi tells her, you know, what's going on with her and Todd, and him wanting support with the movie, all of that good stuff. Then they talk about the party and Courtney. Sonya tells her about how she met Courtney at Sheree's house, and then she told a story about. Or Courtney told a story at Sheree's house about how Kandi posted a video of this restaurant that she was at. And the next week, all these ghetto people showed up to the restaurant, whatever. So that's when I was like, oh, yeah, Sonya, you was wrong. You definitely should have told Kandi about this girl. Because it was one thing to tell the story of like, oh, you know, somebody told her that I knew her, that we was friends and blah, blah, blah. And then she was looking at me like, okay. Whatever. But now you're telling a story like, Kandi went live, and then the very next week, you know, it was a low-key spot. And the very next week, the ghetto. Oh, everybody came out and it was ghetto. Now, I do agree with Sonya that I don't think she was calling Kandi ghetto. She was saying the people that came out were ghetto. But I had gave Sonya props last week and said that, you know, she in her second season, so she didn't learn a little bit. Clearly, she ain't learned enough because that baby lied when Kandi said, like, what did you say?
Yeah, I think I took up for you. No, you should know if you took up for me or not. You should know. Be like, girl, no, they didn't. Stop playing. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be laughing with Sheree and Courtney.
She said, and did you defend me? Like, and she was like, yeah, I think I did. I had said, what you say? She was like, I said, whatever she said, then they gonna show the clip again. And Saya was like laughing with the rest of them. Like, girl, now you know that you did not defend her. And Kandi knew it was a lie because Kandi was like, she ain't.
She ain't take up for me. But that's all right.
But I was so mad at Saya, like, or Sonya. I was like, girl, why you just ain't said, girl, like, no, I didn't defend you, you know, whatever. But she did say
that's what she should have said. Like when she said, "Did you defend me?" Well, I have nothing to defend you about. She wasn't calling you ghetto. She was calling the place ghetto. Like then that would have been okay. I'd have been like, okay, you still in
your opinion. Kandi probably still would have been like, no, you shouldn't have defended me.
But
like,
so yeah,
but if that's your answer, that's your answer. Tell the truth and shame the devil.
Like, no, I didn't defend you, girl. No, you ain't ghetto. You know
because she did say that because she was like, no, I don't think she was. She did tell Kandi that, like, I don't know, she wasn't calling you ghetto. I think she was calling the people ghetto. And Kandi was just like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. You should have defended me.
The people that's on my live not ghetto either. Be like, well, you can't really say who. I mean, a lot of people love you, girl. So
yes, like, what do you mean? I mean, that's just really how it is. As people that look like us, Black people, we know that there are little pockets of things that you be like, you can't tell everybody about this place because right now it's nice, it's low key. I like this for me. This is for me. Don't tell nobody else. This is a blessed day for me. Like, this is a blessed place for me. Don't tell nobody else. Because if you tell them, the next thing you know, I can't get into my blessed place.
Bookie and them done brought everybody over here.
And now it's ruined. Okay? Like, no. Like, me and Marcus thought that we had came up on something on Mother's Day. because I didn't get to go to my place.
I meant to ask you.
I meant to give you the update. We'll talk about it, but I didn't go to where I wanted to go. We went to another place. And so when we got there, we were like, okay, look a little, it wasn't too packed, wasn't too crazy. So we were like, okay, maybe we didn't find something, we didn't. It's not. Maybe what I ordered wasn't that great because his food was probably good, but mine wasn't that great. But moving on, you guys, back to the show. Now we pick up at Blaze Restaurant with Candy and Todd. They're talking about how Blaze used to be. So Blaze was built pre-pandemic. So it was in a good neighborhood. But post-pandemic, not so much. I don't know what didn't happen to the neighborhood. I don't know if the neighborhood, maybe it was like other restaurants. You know how it was like other businesses. Maybe people unfortunately lost their businesses during COVID. I don't know. And so maybe the neighborhood kind of got run down. I don't know. But they said Blaze, the neighborhood ain't as great as it used to be. Cousin Todd, that baby, he want to open up a Mexican restaurant.
But how come I had to go back to, because I think I was seeing somebody's, and I was like, when did that happen? I did not see that.
And he was talking about that Taco Tuesday?
Yeah, and I was like, and I had to literally go back and watch the show, because I was like, no.
I don't remember that either. I didn't remember it, but I saw the little Taco Tuesday scene, and I was like, oh, well. I mean, maybe we didn't think of it because he was talking about Taco Tuesday, so you just like, oh, okay.
Right, I thought you were going to bring it to Blaze. Like, oh, okay. I mean, yeah, it is what it is, Taco Tuesday.
But it's like, oh, no, you want a whole new restaurant, like, and you want Mexican cuisine? Who? I mean, listen, that baby got aspirations, right? And I'm not mad at him, no, because he said that the restaurants is where he make most of his money. And he has the idea that, listen, and whatever money they're making in them restaurants, they don't need in their real life. Because that baby said he gonna take the money he get from the restaurants to fund his movie projects.
I was like, okay. I said, so we need to start tagging him in what we trying to do. We need to go ahead and tag him. Listen, we'll just have them lined up. Like, okay, you said no. Okay, let me go to the next first. Todd, hey, so
Todd got a plan. I'm not mad at him. He has a plan. He knows what he want to do. He know how he want to get there. He know what he need to do to get there. And he know. Listen,
is he born in August?
Girl, I don't know.
God, okay. I feel like his birthday is like the same day as Drea's or something like that. I feel like his birthday in August. See. Something. One of their sentimental dates are in August, I believe. It might be their anniversary or his birthday.
Todd Tucker. Okay, now I have to put in birthday, because it came up with not all his children, but his birthday is August 4th.
Yeah, that's Drea's birthday too. See, I be knowing,
but that's not Todd Tucker right here.
I was like, that's not his birthday?
I mean, that's how you do it, and then it show like somebody else. His birthday is August 4th, but let me see if you can see, it's a white man up there. You probably can't see it, but when the video, because I did that last week when I recorded it, and I couldn't see yours, but when I did the editing, I could see it.
Okay,
on the YouTube. So it was a white man. That's not.
Oh, okay, that's not Todd. But yeah, see, them August people, we be trying to do things.
You know what? That's true, because y'all, but listen, Candy is a May baby.
Oh, she a May?
Yeah, she is a May baby. Listen, and I know Candy birthday.
Listen, y'all be like, I need the full plan. Where is the blueprint? This don't make no sense. I need it in white, crazy. Black and white.
That's crazy. Wow, because I sure was going to say, because them August babies listed, because you be like, ooh, I got an idea. And then you go from this idea to that idea. And then I just be like, wait a minute, hold up. Who going to do all of this? Like, let's just take a breath.
I be like, let's go. Like, what's the problem? Let's go. We're wasting time. We're wasting time. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's pace ourselves one thing at a time. But I mean, I still don't got the full Candy spirit, because Candy be out here. Candy be doing stuff.
You ain't.
I just
on that side you ain't, but the blueprint side, the business side about it, yeah.
Yes, so I'd be like, you want me to do what? No, girl, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Okay. But anyway, he wanted to open a Mexican restaurant. That's where all his money come from. He can fund his movie projects. Again, I ain't mad at that, because you ain't got to go ask nobody for no money. Like, I know, listen, what we need for the set, buy it. It's in the budget. Like, the producer interjects at some point because, okay, so I forgot the
so random. Cousin. I was like, did something happen to their kids? What did you do?
Yeah, you didn't. Well, you know, the cousin, what's his name? You know, it's her cousin name?
I don't know, but he was on Old Lady
Gang. Because they had what was the name of the show? Was it Old Lady Gang?
Old Lady Gang.
So if y'all don't know, Candy had a spinoff for her restaurant or for her Old Lady Gang. The restaurant, it was the restaurant and the people that worked in the restaurant. Her cousin used to work at Old Lady Gang, whatever. So I did hear that, you know, he had got shot at Blaze. I think it was I don't know where he got shot at, whatever. But he had got shot at work. So that's why the producer interjected, because he had already got shot while at work. Then this man walks into the scene with a sling on.
Girl, because I was like, well, dog, what, he was working out? He dropped the skillet? What was going on?
I forgot about it until he walked in. Once he walked in with the sling, I was like, oh, yeah, he did get shot. You know, whatever. So that's why the producer like, hold up, wait a minute. Are we not going to address the elephant in the room? Like,
I was like, well, what elephant do we have, producer? I was so
Tell
confused.
me, please tell me. So yeah, so he was like, are we not going to talk about, but then they said that they didn't discuss it. They can't discuss it for legal reasons because they were still, you know, and I felt like y'all should have known that. Like,
they knew
as
that.
the producer,
they just knew that. They just messy. That's all it is they messy. Y'all know what the legal rights is. Y'all know what we can and cannot do.
We'll see y'all like that. Because, see, the producers in Potomac, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Okay? That was my favorite cast member last season.
They was getting it. They was getting
it. Sir, that was pointless. Don't do that. Don't do that. Especially when it's legal implications. Don't do that. We already see the baby that walked in with a sling. So don't do that. If they don't address it, then you probably already know. Like, don't do that. So then they cut to women in their confessionals. They all talking about how crime, you know, how bad crime is in Atlanta, or the crime in Atlanta, and how it's unfortunate that something happened at Candy's restaurant. Sheree said, well, when we go to OLG, we don't know if we're going to get burgers or bullets.
I did laugh at that because that was hilarious to me. But in reality, like, that's anywhere though. Like, nowadays it's getting so bad that you don't know what you gonna get. Like, just like a couple of weeks ago, niggas was going just a nice little day out in Texas
at the mall,
and they got murked. Like, you can't, like, you really can't go nowhere no more. But
don't let that deter y'all. And if y'all do feel away, go check out our last podcast episode. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it. Okay. Shameless promo on our own promo. But it, like you said, it's crazy. But I was just like, listen, Sheree that baby be giving. I was like, listen, girl, I don't be writing them all down because I don't be wanting to do. I don't want to focus on the foolishness.
Know how to throw some shade.
But I was like,
she know how to throw some shade.
Next, we are going to go to an indoor tennis court. I don't know what the place is called, but Kenya is meeting up with her friend Akila. Akila is married to somebody in NFL, and they talk about how talk about Kenya and how she's still going through her divorce, but that she's happy right now, and her man friend has helped her get there. And I'm just confused as to why. Like, I don't understand why people be dating.
Why they're
when they're not. Yes, like, I don't know. I guess you feel like the relationship is over. So why am I going to stop living my life while I'm, we not together? I don't know. I never went through a divorce, thank God, knock on wood, I never will. Well, I ain't got to knock on wood, but just God forbid I never will have to deal with that. But I just don't understand. I just watched this girl on TikTok get proposed to. She was happy that her high school sweetheart proposed to her, but she said they getting married again after they just got divorced 4 years ago.
Oh.
So they didn't pay for a whole marriage the first time, pay for a whole divorce. Now they back engaged again. And that just told me that people be rushing into divorces. What you rushing for? Just take your time. and just figure it out. Maybe you just need to separate for a little bit and be by yourself, and then be like, dang, I love him.
You shouldn't be dating other people.
Exactly. I'm like, dang, I love him. Dang, I love her. Like, I don't. And then y'all can come back and figure it out. But whatever. Mm-hmm. That's just my little thought on it. But yeah, I don't think if her little man friend making her happy, and that's what she want to do.
For right now, though. But I'm just trying to come to I know this probably nothing to do. Well, it has a little bit. I'm just trying to figure out when at all, when you talking about marriage, like when did it ever say that you're supposed to be happy when you marry? Like marriage is not always happy at all.
Not at all.
You always sacrificing. Mm-hmm. So I was just confused when she was like, oh, he's making me happy. He making you happy right now because you're not his wife. Like, once he becomes your husband,
then you
probably gonna be doing the same thing that you did with Mark. Or is that his name, Mark?
Mm-hmm. But I'm sure Mark made you happy before you was
exactly
his wife.
Because you was hyped. At least he made you happy at least one night because you got a baby.
Mm-hmm. Girl.
So
her old cute self, Brooklyn. We know
they
her
be
name
killing me with
Brooklyn.
this happiness. I'd be like,
Listen, and then, but even then, you can't be that happy with this man because old girl said, if you need some men friends, she could introduce her, and she was like, "Oh, I want to meet some football players."
No, she ain't dedicated.
Exactly. I mean, she just, I don't know. Anywho,
be out here loose as a goose.
Don't get me started. Okay, now we're at the restaurant with Sheree and Sonya. Sheree, Cairo done had a baby. And had a little baby girl.
She a grandma. I was like, I didn't think that she was.
Cairo is her son, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Cairo the boy. Yeah. When she was like Cairo, she was like, "It's Cairo's daughter." Or it said about she said something about Cairo ever since Cairo brought her home, and I was like, Cairo done had a baby. Okay, but that baby gorgeous. She was a cute little baby. And Sheree is out here being a grandma. She said that she loved it there. Okay, she loves it. She loved being a grandma. Sonya says that she hung with Kenya the other day, and she said that she told her, they had the conversation about Martell being in her DM 6 months ago. 6 months ago. Kenya is telling her friend, okay, so they're cutting in between the scenes, and Kenya's telling Nikila, like, "Oh, I didn't want to not tell Sheree about it. Like, I felt like, she should let Sheree know." Whatever. Sonya and Sheree discuss how Kenya has a pattern of saying that men are aggressive because she did the same thing with Ross last season when he was defending Sonya. Whatever. When, he had all rights to defend her. Like, y'all not going to sit up here and be talking crazy to my wife.
Like, I don't care what all of y'all doing. I know this is my first season. But don't F with this one right here. This all right here. All it is right here. Don't F with that one.
And then she want to be all offended. Like, girl, sit down. You just ain't got nobody to defend you. The next scene, we're at the studio with Drew and Ralph. Only thing I wrote is that they were discussing the direction for her album. That's basically it. I thought it was sweet when he got on the keyboard and she was singing. So I was like, okay, come on, Ashford and Simpson. Y'all better do what y'all do. But that was about it. No thoughts. Now we are at Sheree's distribution center. Kenya comes by, and fun fact, when she came by, she's like, "Oh, those socks got stars on it." Then the socks I was talking about that cost $25 in the episode last week. I said, them socks I was talking about in the episode. Them the ones, $25. No, thank you. Sheree asked Kenya what happened between her and Martell the other day because she thought that Martell and Kenya would get along. Like, I thought that y'all would be cool. Sheree said, "You've asked me about him." So, okay. Sheree asked, she gets into the whole, like, you've asked me about him before, but you ain't never mentioned that he DM'd you. Like, why you ain't ever tell me that before? And I was like, that is a good question, Sheree.
And then the truth comes out.
This baby said, "I didn't think of it until I saw y'all together."
If that don't got jealousy all over it, I don't know what it is. You ain't think about it. So just don't think about it then. Don't think about it. Just be happy for me. Why you just can't be happy for somebody else other than yourself?
Girl. So according to her speak on it, Again, I was watching Speak. I only watched like 20 minutes of this thing. It's 50 something minutes. I ain't even watched the whole thing. So it's probably some stuff that I didn't even get to. But she said that, because she was talking about how everybody is saying that she's jealous, whatever. And she's like, what am I jealous of? What am I jealous?
Girl, have you not watched the show? Have you not watched the show? What do you mean
you're not jealous of? Like, girl. So she getting mad at people saying that she's jealous, whatever. She said, now the way she explained it, I ain't gonna hold you. I can relate, whatever, but we'll get. So she said that she told Sheree because, first she said she didn't tell her about the DM because she didn't know that they were serious, whatever. So she just thought that was some guy that, Sheree was talking to or whatever, and she didn't know it was serious. But then once she knew it was serious, she thought that she should mention it. Now, first off of that, in my opinion,
okay,
yes, you can go. No, because we probably have the same opinion. No.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Mine is all the way back. Mine is further back. So you go with your opinion. Okay.
First. No, I was just going to say, if one of my girlfriends is talking to a guy that, maybe I had an interaction with, I would rather tell you up front than to wait for you to get heavily involved and then say something. The only way I'm not going to say anything up front is if it was nothing to tell you about to begin with, which it wasn't. It was nothing for you to tell her. So that's why you didn't tell her. But I have more thoughts, but we can get to that. Go ahead.
My question was just real quick. So when they was on the reunion last season and she was all up in the phone, hey, Martell, she gotta go with. It still never crossed your mind to tell her about this. You waited again, Giselle, for the cameras to roll.
So no, I was saying last at the reunion, wasn't she the one that was saying that she heard that thing was a 10 out of 10? Like, because I was like, because that was that Doja Cat or somebody's song. Like, I heard from a friend of a friend that thing was a 10 out of 10. Okay. So now all of a sudden he's a bad person. You don't like him.
He a cheater. All of this other stuff.
He's no good for you. He's abusive. You see how he talks to me? That's how he's going to talk to you. And he cheated on his wife. And,
Girl, she had got real deep because she even brought up, what's her ex-husband name? What's Sheree's ex-husband
I had his name. I had it in my head. Her husband. It don't matter. The ex-husband.
I had to grab my eyes.
Why you did that? Look, I keep
because they showed a clip and I was like, I forgot about that clip, and I was just like, they should take him to jail just off of that.
Bob.
Talking about something you could still breathe.
Could you breathe?
Choke you hard enough, sir. Are you really saying it? But I don't want to give too much. I don't want to talk about him too much because I'll get mad again.
Listen, they're just so Kenya was just doing too much for somebody who it seems like she doesn't even know. And like you said, at the reunion, you clearly, and then on on Candy Speak on it, it sounds like at this point you're a fan. Because she said that she used to watch his show. She's like, I watched it from season 1. And so I seen, which I kind of feel like she might be lying. She probably just watched a little bit of it to say that she watched some, because she was like, because there was a scene where his wife was telling him that he should keep his penis in the house. I'm just like, girl. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I've been watching that show since season 1, and I forgot all about that scene because so many other prevalent scenes.
Right. I thought if anything, she was going to talk about when they had got into it when they went out of town. And remember, he was like all up in Mel's face. And I was like, if she was trying to say like he was abusive, I'm like, that could have.
Well, that was on the Speak on it. She was talking about, that's how she knew of him, because she used to watch the show, or she watched the show. Like, girl,
she knew.
Whatever.
Sit down somewhere.
Well, Sheree claims that she knew about the DM the whole time, and that's why when she had told her about it, and when she was like, "Oh, girl, what did it say?" She said that's why she reacted that way, because she already knew what it said, because apparently her and Martell had already talked about it. Let her tell it. Kenya said, I kind of do, because I do kind of feel like Sheree kind of had that attitude where it was like, oh, for real, girl, what to say? Like, she wasn't giving it too much Like, she wasn't like, oh, because at the end of the day, too, it's like, girl, you my friend. And I really feel like if it was something that was really pressing, whether she, maybe if either she didn't know about it, I don't think she took it too serious, because it was like, if it was that pressing, you would have been told me. Whatever.
I feel like she didn't know about it, but she just didn't care about it. Because I'm like, y'all wasn't even that 2 years ago. Y'all wasn't even that cool like that. Like, to be sharing DMs, like, girl, like, he ain't your husband. Like, I can see it. Like, me and Aaron, I'd be like, look at this dude send me this or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But your boyfriend or your man friend, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know. Okay, whether she knew about it or not, I know she knew that it wasn't serious enough, because as my girlfriend, you would have told me if it was something really serious. I wouldn't be finding out about it right now if he was really at you, how you trying to portray it. Then on the Speak On It, Kenya kept saying that she had told Sheree about it in confidence before. So I'm like,
so then why you bring it up again?
Girl, Giselle, camera, hello. Red light is on. Let me be. Let me pick me. Pick me. Pick me, oh great mentor. Pick me. Whatever. So, what did it say? Kenya said it was before you, though. So she don't understand why he cursed at her and got loud and disrespectful with her in that moment. Oh, she got mad because when he had told her, go to your messages right now. I bet she accept everybody's messages. Whatever. So she got mad because he said that she accept everybody's messages. Sheree was like, I didn't take that as like him trying to say. She's like, he tried to say I was a hoe. Girl, that's not. She was like, that's not what
you trying to say that you a hoe, because obviously you do take everybody's DMs to heart.
So, I think he probably was insinuating that she accepts everybody, because he was like, she probably accepts everybody's messages. And it was just like, sir, she didn't even accept yours to begin with. Candy and them accepted it. So I do think he meant it as a dig, but it was like, it wasn't that great of a dig for you to get upset. Like, he trying to say I'm a girl. You only upset if you is. Is you out here hoeing Kenya?
She know what she doing. He done found her out. He like, not him finding out on a different show. Yes,
don't tell my business. Don't tell my business. So that's why she out him. Like, no, he a cheater. He this, he that. You know, because I'm still married and I'm out here hoeing around, but don't nobody else got to know that. Allegedly. I ain't saying that. That's what you doing, Kenya. I don't know you, girl. I don't know you. Sheree said, you're making something out of nothing. Kenya wants Sheree to check him. Sheree said, is it okay for you to get in his face, though? She said, is it okay for you to get in his face? Kenya said, if I'm defending myself, yes. Sheree then asked, so when he's defending himself, is it not okay for him to speak? Because she was like, is it not okay for him to speak? Whatever. And then Kenya was like, he can defend himself, but he doesn't have to be abusive. Sheree points out the pattern of Kenya calling black men abusive and said it's probably because she ain't got one. Whatever. Like, girl, you ain't got no man. So it was just kind of like, I'm glad that Sheree brought it up in terms of like, so if you get in his face, is that okay? Yeah, if I'm defending myself, it's fine. Okay, but if he's defending himself and he's speaking to you, is that not okay? Not if he's abusive. But you can have abusive language and you can be like... Exactly. So it's like you're in my face telling me I'm a cheater, I'm this, I'm that, talking abusively to a man. But then when the man gives it back to you in words, you want to be offended. Because like you said with Ross, I don't even remember what he said last season. He basically was just like, y'all not going to talk to my wife. Like, you're not going to talk to my wife like that, whatever. It wasn't like, you can't talk to my wife like that because if you continue, I'm going to beat your, right. He ain't say.
It wasn't. Like, what was the mother season? That other episode we talking about, y'all want a provider and a protector. He was protecting his wife, okay?
That's coming out next Friday, y'all.
Oh, my bad.
That episode of our podcast is coming out next Friday. But pay attention, okay?
Pay attention to it, okay? But listen, okay. That's how he was That's how he was protecting his woman. Like, hey, I don't care about all this yin yang in this thing. This one right here, don't F with her.
That's me. Don't do that. He didn't like. It was just like, yeah,
he
did
not. Or if
he didn't verbally abuse Kenya or anything. He just defended his wife, and basically, in what you said, you ain't gonna talk to her like that. Blah blah blah. Y'all not, especially when this is her trip. You know, she invited y'all. Y'all not gonna disrespect her on this trip. You know, whatever. That is not him abusing you verbally. That is him setting the boundaries of what y'all not gonna do. You know, whatever. So I do think now I will give Kenya a little bit of grace, because I do feel like she's probably been in situations, you know, I think she probably has dealt with abusive men, you know, whatever. And now the lines are blurred, whatever. I do think that she doesn't know how to properly identify what's abusive, whatever, and what's just someone's standing up for themselves, you know, whatever. Like, because you can't, for her, like, there's no middle. Like, you a man, you shouldn't talk to a woman anyway, period.
But I can talk to you however I want to.
Yes, and me right here, Angela, I'm raising boys. You know, I'm raising men, you know, whatever. And I be dang if some little girl thinks she can say whatever she want to say to my boys, and my boys can't. Now, they never gonna hit no woman. I don't want them to hit no woman. I don't even want them to be yelling at a woman, you know, doing whatever. But you can only, as a human, you can only take so much, you know, whatever. You're not gonna beat. It's not fair for you to beat somebody down, and then just because he's a man, he's not supposed to respond at all. Whatever, he's supposed to just take it. Like, no, men are just like women in terms that we're human and we have feelings and emotions and we feel things. So I don't know. Kenya's telling Sheree that there's never a scenario where a man should speak abusively to a woman. Sheree says there's never a scenario where a woman should speak to a man that way either. She was like, you have to acknowledge that it goes both ways. Kenya said, I just feel like I need to stand up for myself because everyone else was there with a man and I was by myself, and this man is talking to me crazy. I said, girl, he was talking to you crazy because you was talking to him. Like,
what
you were talking about
like
him.
Why do you have to end with that justification? Because I feel like that's the same thing that she said about Ross last season. Was like, well, I'm the only one here that don't have a date or don't have a husband here, and I feel, or whatever she was saying or whatever. And I'm like, well, if you feel that defensive or whatever, nigga, don't come. Like, stay your tail at home. You ain't gotta come to every episode. Every episode. You ain't gotta come to every event. Trip. Yes, calling on you.
If I'm by myself and I don't want to be attacked by a man,
abused.
Why am I even
attacked?
Abused. I don't want a man to speak to me aggressively. Maybe I just shouldn't even interact with said man. Like, I mean, granted, in Ross's scenario, she wasn't interacting with him. She was, you know, whatever. But with what's his name, you were clearly interacting with him. Like, you were clearly talking about him. You know, you're talking about him in his presence, you know, whatever. Like, you can't, you know, throw the rock and then hide your hand and be like, oh, I didn't. No, don't talk to me that way. Girl, no, you are talking about me. And then you think I'm supposed to just sit here and do whatever.
Because now, I will say, laughing about it. She was laughing about like, yeah, he had gave me. So you thought he was going to bring that same energy? Absolutely not. Because you're messing up his reputation even more. Because we already know what he already had a bad rap. Right. Yes. Like, we've already known what he has done. Oh, my gosh. Mommy. Yes. Okay, here I come.
I ain't taking that part out, y'all. This is real life. That baby said, oh my gosh. Now we want to wrap this up, but I do want to say on the speak on it, Kenya said, this is the part that I was saying, I was trying to say earlier, but I didn't say it, where I could relate to her, because she said that she wanted to tell Sheree because she didn't want basically Sheree to look at, you know, if anything, if Sheree was looking at his DMs or whatever, if it came out later that there was a DM exchange, she would never want it to be like, oh, well, Kenya didn't tell me, blah, blah, blah. Now, I've been in a situation like that where a friend of mine, this was years and years and years ago, a friend of mine was dealing with this guy, whatever, and the guy DM'd me. This is on Facebook, whatever. So he sent me a message, but we actually had a correspondence. What you laughing at?
Because I think I know who you're talking about, but
yeah, but like we actually had a correspondence, whatever. So when I found out that this girl, my friend, the girl I knew, was talking to this guy, I did tell her about it, whatever, because it was just, I didn't never want her to see it and then be like, hey, oh, I didn't know you and him. Now, mind you, it was never a correspondence where it was tricky, whatever. But of course, I feel like Kenya in this moment, as women, you do know when like men are creeping in to say stuff. So he didn't say anything incriminating, but I knew his motives were to eventually get there, whatever. So let me just tell you now, this is what happened, whatever. I had no interest in this man, but because they was involved, and you not about to, I don't want no problems, I don't want no issues, whatever. Now, in my scenario, though, there were actually correspondences. We actually had conversations. So when she said that, I could understand to that extent. Mm-hmm. But I do believe if that was me, I would not, if that was the same scenario, me and old girl, I would have never told her nothing because he messaged me 6 months ago before they were even together. Mm-hmm. And I never answered the message. So there's no reason for me to tell you anything because
no correspondence took place.
There was no back and forth, whatever. So Kenya, no, that one don't. That it was sounding good at first, but then it was like, nah, girl. No, but I mean, maybe she really felt. I do feel like Kenya, she just has some blurred lines, whatever. Mm-hmm. Sheree ended up saying like, what can we do to get past this? And then Kenya said that we're gonna have to agree to disagree because them lines is blurred. I'm telling y'all, that baby just. Yeah, I'm gonna pray for her. I think she needed it.
Yeah, that's like no, for real. Like she really needs some help.
Yes, like I think that she's really been. She's been through problems, like, you gotta think about it. Like, she's really had trauma since a child with her mama, with different things. Like, she's dealt with a lot. So I think maybe it is hard for her to know what a good relationship looks like, what it feels like, whatever, how a man's supposed to treat you. Because low key, even when Sheree was like, Sheree had said, she pointed out that she'd be calling black men abusive, whatever. And she was like, are they public enemy number one because she ain't got one? Mm. And I was like, okay, Dad. But I thought about it like, yeah, because her little man friend is not black. Mm. He is other. I don't know what he is, but he other. So I was like, interesting. Maybe she do got something, but I don't think that's why. I don't think he's other because she got vendetta against black men. But again, I don't know.
She loved her daddy, don't she? Did she have a good relationship with her daddy?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I mean, but the relationships she's had with these men have not been great.
Not been good at all. But some of them been made up. But that's another story.
That was on the speak on it too. They was like, yeah, let's talk about because Sheree had tweeted out that something about Kenya and her rent a man. And Kenya was like, now that was 10 years ago. That's an old joke. Okay.
Oh, I was like, is she saying for real that she really did rent the dog?
That's what I was confused about because I was like, okay, you said it's an old joke, but you like, that was 10 years ago. Like, that
y'all
joke
know I had to rent him. I had to get my peach secured.
That was like, my first season. So I'm like, oh, so you really, that was Walter? Was his name Walter?
Yeah, that was Walter.
All right, y'all, we've been here too long. We're gonna have to go, so we will talk to y'all next week. It was a little lackluster, but clearly we gonna talk, y'all. So we hope you enjoyed this review. Let us know in the comments, comment below, because we be reading the comments. You got stuff to say, let us know. But until next week, ta-ta.
Peace.